Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Amateurist Podcast. We have a pretty cool video for y'all today. With the NBA All-Star coming up and they adopted their draft format, we thought, let's hit college basketball All-Star style. So today we are going to be drafting our college basketball All-Stars. Just like the NBA, we'll each have 12 players on our team, a starting five, and we're going to try to do it positionally like the NBA does it. So we'll have a starting center, a starting point guard, and so forth. Anything you want to say before we get into it?
No, I mean some of these guys are tough to position. What I had in mind was more. Let's make sure there's at least a center in there
Yeah,
in the
I
starting
agree.
five. But yeah, good to go. Let's do it.
How do you want to decide on first pick?
Well, I'm LeBron because I'm older. Rochambeau,
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
you got me.
All right. So I have the first pick, and going to be Mr. Flag from Duke.
Yeah, he would have my first pick too. Other than Kendall Gill saying Matas Bucelis is already Cooper Flag, said no one except Kendall Gill ever. And why Bucelis was never mentioned as the first pick in a terrible draft last year? Well, Kendall Gill knows more than all 32 team evaluators. So
All right,
I'll
well,
go
let's keep it on Cooper. I mean, he leads Duke in basically every statistical category. Probably going to win National Player of the Year. Not much of a discussion there. Well, I
no.
mean, there's a tad bit, but I'm saying for my number one pick, I was always going to go with Mr. Flag.
But
Who's
if
your
there
pick?
was a discussion, it'd be my number one
Yeah,
pick, Janai Broom.
100%.
He's just been dominant. Came out of very humble beginnings in Tampa, I believe.
Plant
Uh,
City around there.
yeah, Tampa area, and just has kept the upward trend. And
100%.
shocked to see he's even listed as a second round pick by some. I think he should be a first round pick. He's very mobile, big, who can do a lot of things. So yeah, that's where I go.
Yeah. My two pick, I'm gonna get my point guard right now. I'm getting Mr. Cam Jones from Marquette.
Oh, okay.
Averaging 6 assists a game, which is a huge jump from his career. Still putting up the scoring numbers. Uh, Not bad efficiency. Marquette's had been in a bit of a slump recently, but prior to that, he was in that Player of the Year discussion, and I want him to lead my team.
Yeah, he's on my list. A little lower down. My guy here is going to be the presumptive number two pick in the NBA draft, and he's done a lot with a really bad team, and that's Harper.
Yeah, he was in a. I thought about it, but prefer to get that veteran experience. And Harper has been in a bit of a slump recently, except for the Illinois game, which was a great game. But he was
Yeah.
sick though. Um, See, I had my top like two ready to go, and then I was just kind of gonna base it on what I saw from you. I think I think I'm gonna go with my guy, number one scorer in the nation, Eric Dixon.
No.
I know you got your Villanova polo on right now, but I got to get some points on the board.
Yeah, he was my fourth pick overall. Tremendous season.
Yeah,
He's all of a sudden made them. He and Wooga Poplar finally starting to play a little better.
big
Uh,
win last night.
Huge. And then I don't think ESPN updated their bubble watch because going into the weekend they were pretty on them, but at least they said they had a chance. Now they've beaten two top 10 teams or top whatever UConn was at the time. Um, if they win the games they're supposed to win and maybe get to the second round Big East, I think they should be in.
Yeah, and one thing about Dixon before we move on, it's just like it's been so cool, considering I've watched a lot of Villanova basketball over the years, like to see his development. Where his freshman year, I'm looking at his numbers, averaged under half a three attempted per game. Now he's shooting over seven and 43% from outside the arc, which is just like, it's crazy that he was a back to the basket four man, five man, really. And now he's probably the best inside out threat in the game. It's just really cool to see.
It really is. Hard work,
Yeah.
hard work. Um, so I'm going to slightly deviate from who I would have picked next. I had this guy at my sixth pick anyway. Um, I'm going to go with PJ Haggerty from
Nice.
Memphis. I think he complements Harper well, although they're not. I need a pure shooter in there somewhere. But Haggerty has been a fantastic transfer. We talked a little bit about him earlier in the year. He and the three-headed monster of Memphis. They've passed almost every test so far, and I think he's a really solid two guard here.
Yeah, I like him a lot. And just consistency. He gets to the line a lot. Top five in scoring in the nation, I think. Real good player. I'm gonna secure my five man right now for my starting lineup. Mr. Kalkbrenner out of Creighton, having
Okay.
his best year of his great 4 or 5 year career. Definitely on the offensive end, and yeah, he's gonna anchor the defense especially.
Well, then I'm going to slightly switch it up. Um, I'm going to go with probably the most intriguing player in college basketball. You know who I'm talking about?
No, hit me.
Wolf. Danny Wolf.
Ah, I wanted him,
He's
but
going
I
to
don't.
pair nicely with Janai Broom. I still need a shooter, but we'll get one later.
Yeah, he's very versatile. Wolf. I don't, but that's a pretty high pick for a guy averaging 12 points a game.
It's not just the points,
I'm
though.
aware. I'm aware. I'm just
He's
playing devil's advocate here.
no, he's very across the board.
I
You
like
know,
his game a lot. Yeah.
yeah, he's fantastic. And to be clear, we're not picking NBA draft status. We're picking
No.
guys who
Yeah.
perform.
Otherwise, a couple of these guys wouldn't even be mentioned.
Yeah.
Just straight college production.
Yep.
But I do think Wolf, there's a chance he could turn out to be a pro, like a solid NBA player, like I mentioned in the video before. Even though he's slow in the foot speed, you see what that guy in Houston's doing, Mr. Shangoon, with the versatility. That's my pro comp at the moment. All right, so I know you said you just wanted to stick to center, point guard, or whatever, but
Oh,
I'm gonna get my shooter, Mr. Walter Clayton Jr. from the Gators.
okay. He wasn't on my list, but he
Crazy.
wasn't.
That's a crazy statement. That's a crazy statement.
I think Florida's been more of a group, a
I
team.
agree.
Clayton, I like. He's not far off the list. It's not a crazy pick. I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh, that's insane." So I like what Florida's done. I mean, they could be ranked number one coming very quickly. Um, so no problem there. I just think there are other guys who have had slightly better seasons. That's all.
Yep.
And the guy I would pick is not necessarily having fantastic season, but he's fun. He's going to be a good pro. I'm going to go way down south to Trey Johnson.
Yep. Yeah, I liked it. I like that pick. He's having a, I mean, he's having a really good year. You said not fantastic, but 19 a game as a freshman in this SEC.
Yeah, he's up there.
Yeah, I like his game a lot. I think he'll translate to the pros with his shot making. Uh, but I think that was a bit of a reach in my opinion. I'm gonna go get a first team All-American backup point guard for the squad, Braden Smith.
Okay, very nice. Um,
He's had an amazing season for Purdue, 16 points a game, just under 9 assists. I mean, 40% from three. He can lead that second unit.
yeah, I'm going to stay away from being positionally accurate down the stretch. I'm just going to.
I would have picked him this early anyway.
Yeah, no, he's on my list. Having a fantastic season. He's frankly the reason, or one of the main reasons, Purdue is relevant. I'm going to go with a guy who's a bit of a surprise, but provides points and rebounds at a very high clip. He's from way, way west, but was born way, way east. Maxime
Yep,
Renault
good pick, good pick.
from Stanford.
His team sucks, but he definitely doesn't.
No, he's been fantastic.
Yeah, averaging I think 20 a game.
And he's very high in rebounds. I think he's in the top. He's definitely top 10 in rebounds.
Yeah, it's a good pick. Uh, now it gets tricky. I'm gonna get some versatility. Uh, Bryce Williams out of Nebraska doesn't get a lot of media coverage, but he's been balling, fifth year senior for Nebraska. Give you the numbers: 19 points a game, 4 rebounds. Kind of a do-it-all guy for them.
Yeah, no, he's been solid. Again, a team that's not great, kind of like Stanford. I'm going to go with a guy I think has made as much impact as any player in college basketball because when he wasn't playing early in the year, his team was awful. Now they were as high as 12th. I'm going to go with the brother from another mother, JT Toppin.
You got to explain that line.
No, I just made it up. I think he's related to.
He's not related to the Toppin brothers.
That's why I said brother from
Yeah,
another.
there you go. I'm just for the people out there. Yeah, he just had 41 the other night. Huge game for him.
Yeah, he could emerge as the best of the Toppin brothers, even though he's not a brother.
It's not crazy to say it. Um, I gotta pick this guy. I didn't expect him to be at this point in the draft. He doesn't fit my team great, but I have to pick him. Mark Sears.
See, that's going to compromise who I have to take next, but okay.
I
All
I
right.
can't leave a potential first team All American just sitting there.
No, I think that's fair. I think he, unless Smith beats him out, he's probably the top point guard
In the nation.
in the nation. And yeah, his team hasn't suffered a bit. So I'm going to go with a little reach here.
Okay.
Give a non-power five guy a little bit of
Don't
love.
steal my guy. Don't steal my guy.
Sturts.
Ah, that was gonna be my non-power five guy. Yeah, I like he's really good.
Drake
Dennis
has
Sturts from Drake for everyone.
22-2 on the season. Beat some powerhouses like they beat some powerhouse teams early on. It's weird that whole team is created from Division 2
D2.
players, except I think Sturts.
No, Sturts is D2.
Oh, he's D2, but
Yeah,
he has been a revelation.
he's been amazing.
High point scorer, and he's very high in assists. So, a good leader for my team, and he deserves it.
Yeah, he's averaging 19 points a game, 6 assists. I mean, definitely some high level stuff. And I'm checking right now. Yeah, he was D2. Yeah,
Yeah.
Northwest Missouri State, which is a pretty good D2 if I remember right. Good pick. I was trying to save him towards the end of my draft, sneak a little non-power five in there. I don't know if I'm gonna at this rate, but I'm gonna go with my man, Miami native Reggie R.J. Lewis from St. John's.
I think that's another team that is more an ensemble like Florida. They're very good.
I agree
Uh,
with you, but RJ's averaging 17 and 7.
yeah, he's been very good, although he's had some recent down games.
He also had some recent up games.
Love the guy. I mean, I'm not dissing on Reggie at all, RJ. I think he's been talked about as being a pro in this
Yeah,
draft. And that's a far cry from where he started his career. Um, yeah, I'm not going to hate on the pick. He's deserving. I just thought that team has been has had efforts from a lot of different guys.
I
But
understand that.
clearly their leader. I'm going to go with um, another Big Ten guy, and he's a favorite of mine. I called it before the season, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to forward it. My guy Nick Martinelli from Northwestern,
Wow, that's out of left field, bro.
averaging at least as much as RJ.
Yeah, wow, I didn't know he was averaging 19, but that's 19 and 6. It's also because their best player got injured, Mr. Barnheiser.
Martinelli's been this all year.
Right.
He's very good, and I think he deserves the love. Maybe it's a stretch. Who knows? I'm kind of. I have another Big Ten guy on my list, and then I realized that would give this one team probably too many. So I'm gonna go with Martinelli.
The comments are going to pick my team over yours. I'm going to assemble a squadron right now. Hunter Dickinson. We need big depth. Let's get one of the best in the game.
Yeah, he's on my list. It took me a while to get there, but I was like, yeah, he's got to be on the list. And to counter that, I'm going to go with another Big Ten guy, and that's Derek Queen.
Thought about it. He wasn't on my list, though.
What?
I mean, I like my bigs over your bigs.
Oh, okay. Um, Queen has been fantastic.
No, he has been very good for Maryland, who's, I think, 25th in the country right now.
Yep.
Uh, Definitely been really good. I don't know how well his game will translate to the next level, but it doesn't need to right now.
Yep. What pick are we on?
That was our 10th each, so we have two more left, which leaves me with a dilemma because I like a lot of the guys I have, but there's just way too many. I got to pick someone that I believe is deserving of it. I'm gonna go with Chucky Hepburn, man, out of Louisville, having his best year of his career, been the leader for that Louisville team. That's been a revival. Get you the numbers. He's averaging 15 points a game, 6 assists, probably up there for the defense player of the year in the ACC, averaging 2 steals. I think he's deserving of a mention in this list. I'd pick.
It's a good pick. Thought about him. I'm going to also stay in the ACC, and probably maybe not on everybody's list here. I'm going to go with Clemson's Chase Hunter.
Nice.
Clemson, I think, just locked in a tournament bid
With that win
recently.
over Duke. Yep.
Um, and he fits my team well. He's going to be a good shooter, and he's been their best player. He and Shefflin have been really, really solid together.
Yeah. I like Clemson as a team. So my last pick here, I was saving it for my man Sturts, who you snatched up earlier. There's a couple guys. I might have to do a shout out to them at the end of the video. They might be the injury reserves. But I'm gonna go with Javon Small out of West Virginia.
Hey, all right.
Bucket getter has led the Mountaineers with Tucker DeVries being out. Had to pick him.
So I'm down to three guys,
Okay.
and I can say this because you're out of picks. One is Ace Bailey, who we all know is going to be drafted very high, has had a good freshman year.
Great January too. Great month. Last month.
Yeah, and he scores at a very high clip. My other guy, I was thinking about Trey Kaufman-Renn
Yep.
from Purdue, who's been fantastic for them, but I didn't want to give Purdue two players because that'd be weird. So I'm going to go a little off the board here. He has struggled recently, but he really helped carry this team down the stretch. And he's another guy who's kind of flown on the radar. I'm going to go with Curtis Jones from Iowa State.
Yeah. No. Respect that pick all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've been saying though, you've been criticizing some of my picks with it being by committee. I think Iowa State can argue to be one of those teams with Lipsey and Gilbert.
Lipsey has really struggled to
Yeah.
get off this year, and it's been a surprise.
Or
Gilbert's very good.
Yeah.
And they just got Milicevic back. We could have talked about Jackie Eunice at
Illinois. Yeah.
We could talk about although I think his efficiency is terrible, Caleb Love.
No, he was not on my list. But you mentioned Bailey and KJ and Trey Kaufman-Renn. Four guys that I had that I think deserve a shout out are John Tonji from Wisconsin.
Yep.
Very good player. One of our favorite players right now, Norchad Omier.
Yeah, he's
Double, Big 12. I mean, that's what he does. Keyshawn Hall out of UCF, big time scorer there, has led them to some pretty big wins. He's averaging, I think, 19 a game. And then Chaz Lanier from Tennessee has struggled a little bit more in SEC play, but still having a pretty good year. Those were just some guys that I thought probably be my injury reserves.
Yeah, another guy I looked at who's very high up in points, but his team has been other than a win over Memphis is Jamal Mashburn. I think he's top 5 in scoring, if not higher.
That makes sense.
Uh, yeah, he's been very good. There's a lot of teams like VCU having a great year, but there's no standout guy.
Yeah.
St. Mary's, their best player, Marshall Lunas, you would look at his stats and say,
Yeah, not all star. I
hey,
wanted to get, a non-power five type of dude, but St. Mary's is another one of those teams that's always by committee.
yeah,
Uh, they're having a great year, but in all their good years, they're by committee. Let's just go over our picks real quick. We'll start. My first five was Cooper Flagg, Cam Jones, Eric Dixon, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Walter Clayton. You have Janai Broom, Dylan Harper, PJ Haggerty, Danny Wolf, and Trey Johnson. I got my five. And then our reserves, I have Braden Smith, Bryce Williams, Mark Sears, RJ Lewis, Hunter Dickinson, Chucky Hepburn, and Javon Small. You have Maxime Renaud, JT Toppin, Bennett Sturts, Nick Martinelli, Derek Queen, Chase Hunter, and Curtis Jones. So,
quick quick two notes. Gonzaga, they have two guys, Ike and Nemhard. I thought
yeah,
about Nemhard a little more than Ike. Also, Houston, you're wondering, well, why is a top 10 team not
yeah,
here? That's an ensemble cast. Not one guy has been way better than the
yeah.
rest.
There was a couple teams like that where I struggled to pick someone who stood above the rest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed this video. I thought it was pretty cool, and I would like to see if the comments, everyone's going to disagree. Please leave a comment if you do. Tell us where we messed up. Tell us who's our snubs that we didn't even mention, because I'm sure there's some guys flying under the radar, especially at those low major, mid major, because there are some really good teams out there that don't get a lot of love. So let us know in the comments below. Anything you want to say to the people?
Peace out.
Peace.